Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today we are starting a really long mammoth project. Okay, I'm going away in 10 days. We're going to the south of France and then I'm meeting my family on a little family vacay in Tunisia. So two different things, but both of them are going to be pretty hot. I have some clothes that I've already made that I'm going to be taking with my wardrobe, but I do want some new things. So we're going to be making a holiday capsule wardrobe. I've got 10 days to do this and I have about 8 items of clothing that I want to make, which seems like a lot, but I feel like if I do the right kind of prep, we can get this done. So we're going to attempt it in this video. We're going to try and do the whole thing. I'm going to show you my inspirations, what I'm wanting to make, what patterns I'm going to be using, and how we're going to do this. Luckily for you, I've already decided what I'm going to make and what pattern I'm going to use, but I will show you my little process so you have an idea of what we're going to be making. So it's Saturday afternoon, day 1. This is going to be a prep day. So I've printed off all the patterns that I need. We're going to cut and stick them all together. We're going to do all of that today so they're ready to go, and we're also going to choose the fabrics for the patterns that I'm making because I haven't actually chosen the fabric yet, so we're going to figure that one out too. And so 10 days to do everything, well actually 9 days, because I'm also going to take a day to get my hair done because we don't want to have to mess around with all of this while on holiday. So 9 days, I think we'll be fine. So let me show you the inspirations and the patterns that I'm using. So this is my little inspiration board, which I just knocked up on Pinterest. These are the things that I'm thinking of wearing for this trip. And this is kind of like, not so much the color scheme, although there will be greens and yellows and creams. So yeah, actually it is kind of close to the color scheme that we're going for and the kind of looks that I want. We're looking at backless tops. We're looking at tie and twist front skirts. We're looking at knotted and tied up dresses and tops with cutouts. We're going with some crochet two-piece sets. I want some drapey halter necks, a few ruffled tops, and I really love the long line cami. Now for all of these, I have looked and seen that I actually have a fair amount of patterns that will work with this. So let me show you what I'm planning to make. So looking up here in this ruffled top section here, I have a pattern that is very new from Vikisews called the Freener top. So the actual pattern picture for the Freener top, which is this little frilly number here, also has the wrap skirt that I want to make. So I'll be making that entire outfit, which is the Freener top and the Ylfa skirt, which is a tie skirt. So that is kind of one outfit already ready to go. For this crochet outfit, I've actually already made this, and I made this last week, so I will show you that shortly so you can see the fabric that I used and what my outcome was. For this top down here, this backless top, I recently acquired a pattern called the Cherie top from Genuinely M. This is exactly what I was looking for in the back, and it's quite covered at the front, and everybody who's made this looks really, really cute. So I'm quite excited to make a top that is going to be like this. So for this long line cami here, which is basically a camisole top with a little tie or a button, and it's nice and long, and you can wear it with trousers, a skirt, or shorts or whatever. For this, I have 2 options. I have the Help Us Sew Elvira top or the Vikisews Raya top. Now I already have those 2 patterns. I'm just deciding which one I actually want to make. So I just need to decide which one and then go ahead. They're very, very similar. I think the Elvira has 2 ties and the Raya just has 1. I'm not too sure, but I'll need to decide between that, but that will give me this kind of look that I'm looking for here. For this halter neck over here, I actually have a few patterns, but the one that I settled on was the Helper Sew Samira top, which is very drapey, giving me all those kind of like it feels very 90s, but I'm actually really liking that look at the moment. So that is what that is going to be. I also have another Helper Sews pattern that's got this kind of pull look here, and that is called the Goldie top. It is a one-shouldered top, but it has this really nice pull option that you can see here, and it does have a matching skirt called the Dominica, which is very close to this. So I could make a little matching set with that, but I definitely want to make the top. The top also, if you're really good at pattern hacking, can be just made into a dress all by itself. So that is something I'm considering. I've already made this pattern once before and it was a success, so I'll be making it again. Finally, a cutout style dress. I've made a day version with a simplicity pattern, which I will also show you what I made, and I also made that one last week, but I wanted a kind of evening dress style. Vikisews literally just came out with a whole bunch of new summer patterns and they are gorgeous. So the one that I'm going to be making for that is called the Karolina dress. It is really, really nice. It's got a little twist front at the bust, and then it is quite fitted, and I think that would be a perfect dress for dinner in the evening. So those are the things that we're going to be making, and now we need to cut out all of the patterns. We have printed off all of the patterns. I've already cut out 2. I just need to cut out this 3rd, and then these ones I got to stick together. That is what we're going to be doing today, and then we can start matching up fabrics with the patterns. So yeah, first of all, let's get these patterns together. Good morning. It is the next day, and we have cut out all of our paper patterns. There are a lot of them, and I've tried to bunch them all up together in their separate things. Today we are going to choose the fabrics for all of these projects and then start cutting them out. I'm hoping by the time I go to bed tonight, I will have piles of fabric and all the notions ready to go. Because remember when I said I had 10 days? Yeah, it turns out that on Friday I had agreed to go to an event with Sam, but it's all the way in Brighton and I live in Cheshire, so it's like past London. We live in the north and I'm going all the way past London down to the coast in Brighton. So that's going to be all of Friday. So I've got 8 days, and then if we stay the night, which we probably will, and then drive back up, that's like a 4 or 5 hour drive. So that's actually 7 days. I've got 7 days to do all of this. So yeah, I'm starting to doubt that I'll be able to get everything done. 10 days, I thought it was doable. 7 days or 6.5 days, because I'm now going to go work out and then I'm spending a little bit of time with my significant other before I completely ignore him for the next week. Yeah, so wish me luck. Let me go do my Sunday morning activities and then we'll come back and really light this fire. The room is looking kind of messy, but there is a method to this madness. We have all of the patterns on the floor and on this pile here, and we have all of our fabrics that I think I'm working with on here. I think, I'm not too sure. First of all, we've got this yellow crepe, which would work really well for the long cami. This is another option for the halter, and so is this in this slinky, like chiffon type fabric. We've got a bunch of linens here, all in the kind of cream color, but this one is my most recent purchase, which I really like because it's got these embroidered polka dots. Got another linen blend here in a leopard print, and then this feels more like a printed linen blend. It is quite thin though. Who knows what this is? Honestly, I really need to find out what I'm buying. Got some more linens here, but in orange because we know we love an orange. And then I've got an embroidered cotton here. Got another linen blend here in yellow, and then we've got 2 viscoses here in cream. This one's got a little pattern on it, and this one is just together. And then I've got this little wild card here, which is for a pattern underneath, which I might not make at all. It's an extra one. And then I've got a embroidered cotton here. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. We do have lots of others that I'm considering, but I think this might work. One. and 4, I decided to make another little matching set. One more left. That was the last one. I've been doing this all day. It is the evening now. I need a break. So we're gonna start sewing tomorrow. So it's Monday morning now, and I am surrounded by all of my cut out and prepped projects. One thing I might need to do when I go on to start sewing these is interface certain bits. I haven't looked at all the instructions yet, but everything is in their piles. I've got all of my matching threads. I've got all the zips that I'm going to need for all my projects. It is ready to go. So all that I need to do now is just figure out which order I'm going to sew in. So I think I might start with possibly the blue outfit first, which I'll be using a white thread with. It doesn't need any zips or anything like that because the skirt is a tie skirt and the top is a backless tie back top. So I think that one is what we'll start with. Then we'll move over to the orange, and then these ones I'll probably just pick up whichever one is close by. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm hoping by the end of the day I would have done this top and the skirt. They both seem like fairly straightforward items to make, so I think that would be a good start and good morale booster, making me think I can actually get it done. Right, I'm going to go to my Pilates class, then we'll get back to sewing, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Starting with the top, I did a little fabric and iron test. I also got a new iron, guys, finally, so no more burning. I've ironed this and I've sewn it. I have threaded both my machines that I'm going to be using, and we're just going to get these two started, but we're going to start with the top. I am on the last step of making this top and it looks crazy, but we've basically burritoed the whole top in here so that when I turn it out, it will all be closed. But I must have just been sewing on autopilot because I sewed the whole thing shut. I left a gap of 8 centimeters and I sewed that shut too. So now I have to find it here. This is where it's supposed to be, but I've overlocked it, so now I have to take out these stitches, then I can turn it out and then I can close it back up again. But this is basically the second to last step. We turn it out, we iron it, and then we close that up, and then this top is finished and we can get onto the skirt. It's been a couple of hours, been like maybe I started at 12 and it is 2:50, so almost 3 hours, and we're at the end. So this is actually a really nice top to make, very straightforward, and I also stopped and had lunch, so I reckon if I was just sewing this and just following the instructions, I could do it in a lot quicker time. So right, now to unpick, and then I'll show you what it looks like on. Right, we have finally finished the top and I'm about to fasten it now. So far the front looks fine, a little loose, and this is the back, so I'm gonna tie it. You know, this is actually kind of cute, so I actually love this. This is really comfortable, open back, easy breezy, doesn't feel like everything's falling out. I feel really comfortable and I think it looks really nice, and I think it will look really, really nice when I make the matching skirt, which is what we're going to do right now. Right, we're working on the skirt. It's already coming together really, really fast. The back just has 2 darts, then you put the side bits on, we hem it, and then we add the ties. So I think I will have an outfit by the end of the day. We're at 4 o'clock now. I feel like we're in a good place. First outfit finished. So this is what it's looking like. We've got the Ylfa skirt from Vikisews and the Cherie top from Genuinely M. I love them both. I'm very happy with how it went. It took me one day to do both of these together, and now I'm going to spend today making the other set, which is the Goldie top from Helper Sew and the Dominica skirt from Helper Sew. They both have a little twist thing, and I'm making it in a linen. So that is what we're going to do today. Hopefully we'll be able to get them both done, and then that means that's 4 pieces done, and then like 4 more to go. And I've still got like 3 days to make clothes. I think we might do this. We might do this, guys. Anyway, let me carry on with some sewing. It's done. This took me the whole day. Now I'm going to bed, and tomorrow we'll do the skirt. Wednesday, let's go. The top is done, and now we need to do the skirt. We are on Wednesday. I lost a whole day yesterday making this and then doing other things. So today we really need to at least get this skirt done, because then that means on Saturday and Sunday I need to make 4 items of clothing. We'll figure it out. Okay, let's make this skirt. We are so close to the end of this right now. It looks a little crazy, but this is the lining that is being attached to the hem, and then I can pull it through, close up the hole, and then I will try it on. So this is the final outfit. We've got the top, which I think is really gorgeous, and then we've got the skirt. But something has just happened. As I was putting this on to show you guys, I broke the zip on the side of this top, which means I'm not finished. I now have to take this apart and put a whole new zip in. I was zipping it because the zip goes down, and I pulled it too far, and the stopper that I made didn't do its job, and it just pulled it right off. So it's very annoying because I really thought I was finished. I absolutely love the skirt. I really like this knot detail. It fits really well. I had to do quite a bit of fitting, but it works out for a really nice mini skirt. And the top just like works as like a matching set. So we're on Wednesday today, and the next time I'm going to be able to sew now is on Saturday. So this is going to have to wait. But I feel like this evening we can maybe try and get halfway through another project. So this is what it would look like if the zip was working, which is very, very cute. And I think the next thing I'm going to do is the yellow long camisole, because it looks very straightforward, and I think we might be able to get it done fairly quickly. Right, it is the evening, and we are starting on long line camisole top, which I cut out in yellow. I'm going to start now, and then tomorrow morning I have my hair appointment at 11, and then we can carry on with the rest of it. It looks like a very straightforward number. Right now I'm doing the little booby cups like this, and we've got some darts, and it's lined, so I'm just doing those now, and we're basically going to put together the top half, and then tomorrow we will put the bottom half, and we'll do all the hemming that comes with it, and that should be it. We are ready to pick this back up after I get my hair done. So far we have put together the front half. We've got the straps, which are going to have adjusters, so we need to sew them. And then these are going to be the ties that will tie right there, and then the bottom bit will go on. And then we need to put together the lining part, and then we add the back and the sides. So I feel like we're in a really good place. The rest of the table is looking a mess, but it's fine. And now we are going to turn my fluffy hair into something big and bouncy. I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. Back from the hair salon, got big curly hair. I am loving it. And now we need to get back into this project. So far we have one top version which will go around like this. I need to make up the other one, and then we need to make the straps with the adjustable sliders. So I'm going to sew those together first, and then I think the next thing is adding the lining and the top piece together, and then we add the bottom piece, and then we hem, and then we're done. I think I might be able to actually get this finished today, which means I'll have 5 items done and 3 items to go, which I can do over Saturday, Sunday and Monday. So I feel like we're in a really good place. I'm feeling pretty confident. I think we're gonna do it. So I basted everything together just to see if it fits, because I had a suspicion that this cup area would be too small for the bust. And looking at it, I was right. So I've come up with a plan. I have made a bigger version with a bigger cup size that will cover the area, but instead of cutting out all the old stuff, I'm gonna just replace this part with this. Now it is a little bit bigger, which means I'll have to do a little bit of matching of seams, and if I can't quite get it just to be a smooth seam, then we will gather the bottom here and have the dart with a little bit of a gathered cup, and that should allow for the extra space in my bust. It means I don't have to cut out a whole another one of these fabrics. So I don't really have enough time to finish tonight, and tomorrow we are heading down to Brighton, so I'm gonna take off the straps of this and put them on the new one, and then on Saturday when we get back I will carry on with this, because all that's left is hemming and then we're done. I'm back, and now it is time to finish this top. Okay, so we have finished the yellow camisole top and I absolutely love it. It fits actually really, really well. The boobs are inside. This is the top. Very happy with this, and now we can get on with the one that I was looking forward to the most, which is the Karolina dress, the one with the twist front. So the Karolina dress, I made a mock-up of the top half because first of all, it's a gorgeous dress. I made a mock-up because I needed to know that I wasn't going to have any problems with my bust. And I think it fits okay. We're going to try it on. I'm going to pin the back and we're going to have a look together, see what it looks like. And if we're all good with this, then we'll go straight in with the pattern. So this is the mock-up of the top half of the Karolina dress. And I made it out of this, what is this called, like muslin calico fabric. It's quite a thick and sturdy material. It's really good for pattern making and things like that. I made it out of this because it's rigid and it has no stretch, which means that this is probably the most rigid and unforgiving that it is. So if it fits while it's in this state, then I know that the linen that I'm using, which is the similar thickness but has a slightly more give, will be a little bit more giving. And this fits, I would say, perfectly, but I really like it. And I also made the crossover at the back quite wide, so if this does get too tight, I can change that by letting it loose a little bit. But I actually think this is really nice. It feels really secure, feels great in the waist, and then this is where the skirt portion would start. So I feel like this is a pretty good fit. So I'm just gonna get straight in to sewing it. Right, we are putting together the bodice part, which is the bottom bit, and then I'm going to put the twisty bit, which I have made and gathered. This gets twisted like that and then put across. So yeah, so we need to put them together. Okay, I have made the top up and I've pinned it together like I did with this mock-up. Now this is going to be more rigid fabric, I knew that, but I did think it was still kind of rigid. It's a linen, but this linen seems to have a little bit of stretch in it because the exact same size and the fit is completely different. If anything, it's actually kind of loose, and this is all sitting differently. It's not terrible, as in like the bust is still together and everything, but not quite what I was thinking, especially because as I'm wearing it, I've been wearing it for maybe 5 minutes and it's stretching some more. And I think if I was to take out a little bit from all of the seams, it would completely change the dress. But I feel like this fabric is going to keep stretching. So what do we do? What do we do? Very annoying. It is very annoying, but I'm not giving up on this. I think that the pieces need to be interfaced with something that doesn't stretch, and that will give it a little bit of rigidity. I think that's the word. We know it fits, but now we're going to take it apart, interface all of the pieces so that they're all rigid, and then because in fact the only part of this that has been fully interfaced are the straps, and they are holding together really, really well. There's no stretch there at all. So judging by the stretch in this and the non-stretch in this, I'm gonna need to make this as rigid as this so that it fits like this one. Right, let's take this apart, interface, and do it again. Be back in 2 hours. So this is the version interfaced, and as you can see, there's almost immediately a lot more lift. There is a little bit of a gap here, and I think because I accidentally stretched it a little while I was ironing and interfacing, but this feels a lot more secure, a lot better, and I'm very happy with this result. And then I have 2 more things to make, and I'm starting to think I might not get all of them done, and I'm kind of okay with that. Tomorrow is the last day that I have to make everything, and honestly I also need to pack and do some other last minute things before we go away. So I think if I had to choose which one I wanted to do, I might go for the halter necks. I think that's something that I can wear out in the evening, so we'll try that one first, and if we do have time for that final one, then we'll do it, but I don't think we're gonna have time. And I think I did really well. 7 out of 8 is not bad. But right now we're still on number 6, so let's finish this, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow when we have a dress that is completed. Okay, it's the final morning, and we still have 2.5 items to make. I don't think I'm gonna get all 8 items ready, but 7 out of 8 isn't bad. 7 out of 8 is not bad, and also 6 out of 8 isn't bad either. So it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's see how this day goes. All right, we're just gonna get it done. Be a change of plan. I do not like the dress. Now before you start saying anything, I do like the top part. This bit that I've worked so hard on is perfect. Now that I've interfaced it, it's nice and rigid, but I just think that the fabric doesn't work unless it's all interfaced. I think this dress needs a more rigid fabric, and the fact that the skirt part is unlined means that the drapiness of this linen blend you can see in the skirt and you don't have it in the top, so it kind of creates a lot of ripples, and I would have to take quite a bit out of the skirt to be able to have it as form-fitting as the top, and I don't really want to do that. I just didn't like the look of it. So I went over to Instagram and I was talking to the peeps there, and I had an epiphany mid-story. I should just make it a two-piece. My original thought is that I was going to keep the top and then make a ruffle for the bottom, so we have like some sort of baby doll peplum type top going on. But what am I going to do with the skirt pieces? I'm going to make them. I'm going to make up the skirt piece. I'm going to cut it so that it's to a length that I like, and we'll have a two-piece, which means I can wear both things in other places. So we're still making this, but we're not making it into a dress. We're going to have two separate pieces. I'm excited. I'm more excited about this than I was about the original dress. I am going to make that dress again, but we're going to use a much more rigid fabric, and I think it will work better, and I'll be more excited about it then, because it is a gorgeous dress, but I chose the wrong fabric for it, so that's my fault. Okay, so I better get on here. I better get this stuff together. I'm excited. We're going to start by finishing the two-piece, the top, and then we'll go on to the skirt. Let's go. Okay, we have almost a top, and honestly, I think this is very, very cute. I think it's going to be a really nice top. So we've added the ruffle to the front, and I need to close up this bit here. But before we do that, we need to add the zipper. So I'm going to add the zipper, close the bottom, then we can close the lining, and then this top is finished. The end is in sight. Now, I did say I was going to do a two-piece, and I'm still going to make up the skirt, but I don't think I'm going to bring it on holiday with me, so I might leave that until after we get back, just to save myself a little bit of time, because I actually love this top so much that I have other things that I can wear it with, and I think it's actually unlikely I'll wear those two things together. So this is the final top, and I also think this is going to be the final piece that I'm going to make, because it is like 3 o'clock now and I've got other things that I need to do, and I also need to pack because we're leaving at 4 o'clock in the morning, so no late nights tonight. Kind of disappointed. I was really confident I'd be able to get everything done. I think what slowed me down was, one, having the wrong fabric choice for this and having to basically do things over and over again. I think that really cost me some time, and I also think having to redo and recut the camisole top cost me like half a day of sewing. So I reckon had those two things not happened and I didn't need to go to Brighton for the day, and I could have got everything done, because that means I would have had 2 extra days to work, and I could have done one top on one day and the other top on the other day. But it's okay, no worries. It means that I have 2 projects waiting for me when I get back from holiday, and I will show you what they look like when they are finished. For now, I am gonna stop sewing here, and now I'm going to start packing and getting myself together. The next time you see me, I will be showing you everything that I've been wearing while I'm on holiday.